Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everyone. Take a deep breath and just feel this moment. You are not just sitting in a chair. You're not just listening. You're receiving and you're transmitting. And you're transmitting. Whether you realize it or not, your body, your mind, and your future are all being shaped by one simple truth. Everything is energy, not metaphorically, literally. Everything you see, touch, think, feel, it's all vibrating at a frequency. Your thoughts, energy. Your emotions, energy. Your dreams, pure, creative, magnetic energy. Now think about this. Every time you focus on something, truly focus, you're collapsing infinite possibilities into a single reality. That's not philosophy. That's quantum physics. But here's the question, what reality are you creating? Because every single thought you think is a signal, a frequency, a vibration that echoes into the field around you. And the emotions you feel, they are the amplifiers. When thought and feeling align, you're not just thinking about a future, you're building it. Brick by brick, neuron by neuron, quum by vibration by vibration. And yet, most people spend 95% of their day running unconscious programs. Same thoughts, same emotions, same patterns, same reality. But not you, not anymore. You're here because something inside of you knows that your dreams are not just possible. They're already real. They're waiting for you, in the quantum field, to tune into the frequency of the life you desire, not the life you've been conditioned to expect. So how do we do that? By stepping out of the known. We break the habit of being the person we were yesterday. We sit in stillness, we connect with the future in our hearts before we ever see it with our eyes. We teach the body emotionally what that future feels like before it happens. Why? Because when you feel it now, you attract it now. That's how energy works, not through hope, through coherence. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and instead of reaching for your phone, you reach for your vision. Instead of reliving the past, you rehearse your future. You feel gratitude not for what's happened, but for what's on its way. That feeling, that's the key. Gratitude is the signature of receivership. It's how you open the door. Listen closely. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. So be bold. Be intentional. Be the version of you who already has what you desire. Walk like them. Talk like them. Think like them. Feel like them. Your dream life isn't far away. It exists in a dimension where you already are everything you wish to be. The only thing separating you is alignment, frequency, energy. You don't chase the dream, you become the dream. And when you do, the universe has no choice but to reflect it back. Because everything is energy. So tune in, lock on, and never stop broadcasting the signal of your dream. Thank you. Energy is the foundation of everything in the universe. It is not just a concept reserved for physics textbooks or spiritual teachings. It is the invisible thread that connects all things, including your thoughts, your emotions, your body, and your future. Every atom, every cell, every heartbeat is pulsing with energy. When we say everything is energy, we are acknowledging that there is no true separation between matter and consciousness. They are deeply intertwined. Your body is a field of energy and information, responding moment by moment to your inner world. Your thoughts are electric. Your emotions are magnetic. Together, they form an electromagnetic signature that you broadcast into the field around you, whether you are aware of it or not. This energy is not random. It is intelligent. It responds to intention, to focus, to belief. The moment you change your internal state, thinking a new thought or feeling a new emotion, you are shifting the energy you are putting out into the world. And because like attracts like, the energy you emit becomes the invitation for what you receive. This is not about wishful thinking or surface-level positivity. It's about embodying the energy of the life you want, even before it has physically arrived. When your internal energy shifts, your external reality begins to rearrange itself to match that new signal. Many people go through life unaware of the power they are holding. They believe change happens from the outside in, but true transformation happens from the inside out. Energy is the bridge. When you realize that your current state of being is generating a field around you, and that this field is shaping your future experiences, you begin to take responsibility for your energy in a whole new way. You start to understand that you're not just reacting to life, you are co-creating it. This awareness is the first step in reclaiming your power. When you work with energy consciously, you begin to influence your biology, your brain chemistry, your behavior, and ultimately your destiny. Dot frequency is the language of the universe. Every thought, every emotion, every intention you hold has a specific frequency, much like a song on a radio station. You cannot hear a song unless you are tuned into the station broadcasting it. In the same way, you cannot attract the reality you desire unless you are tuned into its frequency. This is not metaphorical. It's energetic truth. The frequency you embody on a daily basis determines what you draw into your life. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are in resonance with. Your thoughts send out signals, but your feelings bring those signals to life. If you think abundance but feel lack, the frequency you're actually sending is lack. The field doesn't respond to the words you say. It responds to the vibration you emit. Frequency is alignment between your inner world and the reality you seek. When your mind and body are coherent, when your thoughts and emotions are in harmony, you become a tuning fork for the future you envision. You begin to magnetize experiences that match your inner state. Most people try to change their life through force, by doing more, pushing harder, fixing the outside. But real change doesn't happen by force. It happens by frequency. When you raise your vibration through elevated emotions like gratitude, love, joy, and inspiration, you begin to match the signal of your desired reality. That's when synchronicities happen. That's when you find yourself in the right place at the right time. It's not luck, it's energetic alignment. To master your frequency is to become conscious of the energy you are projecting moment to moment. Are you broadcasting fear, doubt, and frustration? Or are you sending out trust, clarity, and vision? You are always broadcasting something. Your body becomes the instrument, and your emotions are the tuning dials. As you shift your frequency, you shift the timeline you're living on. You begin to tap into new potentials that already exist. Just waiting for you to match them. Vibration is the rhythm of your existence. It is the subtle, continuous hum that underlies everything you are and everything you experience. At the smallest level, all matter is made of energy, and that energy is vibrating at different speeds and patterns. This includes your body, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs. You are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe, constantly interacting with the frequencies around you. The vibration you carry in each moment sends a signal, and that signal acts like a magnet, pulling to you people, situations, and experiences that match it. When your vibration is low, clouded by fear, worry, judgment, or resentment, you attract more of that same quality into your life. It becomes a feedback loop, reinforcing the very state you want to escape. On the other hand, when your vibration rises, when you feel love, appreciation, courage, and peace, you begin to experience life from a different level of awareness. Your perception changes, your body chemistry changes, your choices change, and as a result, so does your reality. Raising your vibration isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about shifting your internal state so your external world has no choice but to respond. Every emotion you feel has a measurable frequency. Shame, guilt, and grief vibrate low and feel heavy in the body. Joy, gratitude, and compassion vibrate high and create a sense of expansion. You can feel the difference. Your body is always telling you where you are vibrationally. The more you become aware of your vibration, the more empowered you become to shift it deliberately. That awareness alone begins to disrupt old patterns. Through conscious breath, focused thought, and emotional regulation, you can tune your vibration like an instrument. And when you do, you move into coherence. The heart and mind begin to operate as one, and your field of energy becomes more powerful, more clear, more aligned. You start resonating with a version of reality that exists on a higher level, a timeline where your dreams already exist, not as a distant hope, but as a living frequency waiting for you to meet it. Alignment is the gateway to transformation. It is the state in which your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony with the future you want to create. When you are aligned, there is no conflict between what you think, what you feel, and what you do. You are no longer chasing your dreams from a place of separation. You are embodying them from a place of wholeness. This internal coherence sends a clear, undistorted signal into the field, one that the universe responds to with precision. Most people operate in a state of misalignment without realizing it. They say they want abundance, but they feel scarcity. They dream of love, but they hold on to resentment. They visualize success, but act from fear. These conflicting energies cancel each other out and create stagnation. Nothing moves because the signal is mixed. Alignment means becoming internally congruent, matching your internal world to the frequency of the reality you're calling in. This process begins with clarity. You have to know what you want, not just intellectually, but emotionally and energetically. Clarity focuses your energy. When you focus on a future reality and begin to feel it in your body as if it's already happening, you create alignment. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. It simply responds to the experience you are generating. This is where the shift begins, when your inner world becomes more real to you than your outer circumstances. In alignment, you're not trying to make things happen. You're allowing them to unfold by becoming a vibrational match. You trust that what is meant for you will meet you where you are. There is a sense of ease, not because the path is always smooth, but because your energy is moving in one unified direction. The body, the heart, and the mind are no longer in resistance, they are in flow. In this state, you become magnetic to opportunities, people, and synchronicities that reflect your highest intention. You move through life guided by a deeper intelligence, and everything you do becomes an extension of your inner state. Coherence is the state where your heart and mind are in sync, working together in a unified rhythm that creates clarity, balance, and power in your energetic field. It is not just a feeling. It is a measurable physiological state where your nervous system, brain waves, and heartbeat move in harmony. In coherence, the noise of inner conflict fades, and your energy becomes focused and impactful. You're no longer scattered across a dozen emotional responses or conflicting thoughts. You become centered, aligned with your intention, and in deep connection with the field around you. When you're incoherent, your body is in survival. Your heart races, your breath shortens, your mind loops in stress and fear. That chaotic internal state disrupts your ability to create, to focus, and to connect. You may be thinking about the future you want, but your body is trapped in a vibration of the past. Coherence breaks that cycle. It moves you out of reaction and into creation. It stabilizes your internal environment so that your energy becomes intentional rather than accidental. Achieving coherence starts in the heart. The heart has its own neural network and sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. When you generate elevated emotions like gratitude, compassion, love, or joy, the heart enters a coherent rhythm, which influences the brain to follow. This creates a feedback loop between heart and mind, calming the nervous system and shifting the entire body into a state of balance. In this state, your brain waves become more organized, your hormonal chemistry shifts, and your electromagnetic field expands. This state of coherence is not just beneficial, it is essential if you want to manifest consciously. When you're coherent, the signals you send into the quantum field are strong, focused, and clean. There is no contradiction. No inner resistance diluting your energy. You become a clear signal, broadcasting the frequency of the reality you want to experience. And just like a radio tuned perfectly to a station, that reality begins to come through with greater speed and clarity. Intention is the blueprint of creation. It is the seed from which all transformation begins. Every action, every outcome, every change in reality starts with a clear and focused intention. It is not simply a wish or a vague hope. It is directed energy, guided by awareness and fueled by emotion. When you set an intention with your full presence, you are imprinting a possibility into the field, giving your energy a target, a structure, and a direction. Your intention is like a mental compass that aligns your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors toward a specific future. Without it, your energy is dispersed, scattered across worries, distractions, and unconscious programs. But with it, everything starts to organize. Your brain begins to wire in alignment with the outcome you are envisioning. Your body begins to feel the emotions connected to that outcome. You are no longer reacting to life. You are initiating it. This is how you become the creator of your reality, rather than the product of your environment. A powerful intention comes from clarity and elevated emotion. You must see the outcome in your mind and feel it in your body. The clearer the picture, the stronger the signal. The more emotion behind it, the greater the magnetic pull. When intention and elevated emotion come together, they create a coherent signal that can influence matter, biology, and the field of potential around you. You must also become aware of when your energy drifts away from your intention. Every time you focus on what's missing, Every time you return to an old emotional pattern, you are sending a different signal into the field. Intention must be practiced consistently, held in your awareness like a flame that you protect and nurture. The more attention you give it, the more your brain begins to rewire around it, and the more your body begins to believe it is already true. Intention is not about forcing outcomes. It's about aligning yourself so deeply with a future possibility that it begins to feel inevitable. It's a quiet inner knowing, a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive and embody what you've already claimed in your inner world. Visualization is the act of creating your future in the present moment. It is not imagination for the sake of fantasy. It is a tool of transformation that aligns your mind and body with a new potential. When you visualize, you are rehearsing a new reality, teaching your brain and nervous system what it feels like to live in that future. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. It records both the same way. So when you consistently visualize with detail and emotion, you are reprogramming your body to believe in that reality before it has physically appeared. Your brain is a record of the past, wired by memories, experiences, and patterns. But visualization allows you to become the architect of new circuits, new possibilities, and new outcomes. By repeatedly imagining a desired future, you activate the same neural networks that would be engaged if the experience were actually happening. But the key is not just in the images, it's in the emotion. When you pair your visualization with elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, or love, you bring the experience to life. You send a signal not just from the brain, but from the entire body. This is what turns visualization from a passive act into an energetic broadcast. You are no longer just seeing the future. You are feeling it, being it, living it internally. And that emotional signature becomes a magnet for the external experience. The clearer and more consistent your visualization, the more powerful it becomes. You begin to think like the future version of yourself, feel like them, make decisions like them. Your internal chemistry shifts, your behaviors change, and the external world starts to reflect that shift back to you. Visualization is not daydreaming. It is rehearsing a future until your body accepts it as the new normal. And when your body believes, reality responds. Emotion is the energy that gives life to thought. It is the fuel that powers intention and transforms vision into reality. Without emotion, a thought is flat, neutral, and without impact. But the moment you attach a powerful feeling to that thought, whether it's gratitude, love, joy, or awe, you begin to broadcast a strong electromagnetic signal into the field around you. Emotion is what makes your inner world real to your body. It is what turns a mental image into an embodied experience, one your nervous system begins to memorize and respond to. Every emotion you feel carries a specific frequency. Lower emotions like fear, guilt, and shame carry a dense, slow vibration, often keeping you anchored to the past. Higher emotions like love, appreciation, and inspiration have a fast, expansive vibration that opens you to new potentials. Your emotional state is a moment-to-moment reflection of the energy you are radiating. It is not something happening to you. It is something being generated by you, and it directly influences what you attract into your life. To change your reality, you must begin to master your emotional state. This does not mean suppressing how you feel or pretending to be positive. It means becoming conscious of the emotions you allow to dominate your internal landscape. If you want to live a life of freedom, abundance, and fulfillment, you must begin to feel those emotions now, even before anything changes externally. When you feel abundant before the money comes, when you feel love before the relationship appears, when you feel whole before anything is fixed, that's when the field begins to respond to your signal. Emotion teaches the body what the mind intellectually knows. It bridges the gap between knowledge and experience. The more consistently you can generate elevated emotions, the more you begin to shift your baseline state of being. You stop reacting to the environment and start influencing it. You train your body to live in the future instead of reliving the past. Emotion is the language of the body, and when you speak it with intention and awareness, the body becomes a powerful ally in creating a new reality. Transformation is not about changing your outer circumstances. It is about changing your inner state. The world around you is a reflection of your internal environment. The thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, the beliefs you hold, all create the energy that shapes your reality. If you want to change your life, you must first change the energy you are radiating. This is true transformation. Shifting your energy from the patterns of the past to a frequency that aligns with the future you want to create. At the deepest level, transformation requires you to break free from the habitual patterns of your thinking and feeling. Most people live in a constant loop of reactivity, driven by past experiences, emotions, and memories. This creates a repetitive cycle of behavior and reality that feels unchangeable. But true change begins when you disrupt this loop. When you begin to think new thoughts, feel new emotions, and embody a new version of yourself, you are no longer the same person who is simply reacting to life. You are becoming a new version of yourself, a version that is aligned with the future you desire. Transformation requires you to embrace the unknown. It's easy to stay in the comfort of the familiar, even if it's painful, because at least it's predictable. But in order to create a new reality, you must step into uncertainty. This is where faith comes in. Faith is not about believing in something outside of you. It's about trusting your inner guidance and the power of the energy you are creating. When you align with that energy, the world around you begins to shift. You no longer need to control the outcome, because you are no longer dependent on external circumstances for your happiness or success. The more you embody the energy of transformation, the more the world begins to mirror it back to you. You stop living from the past and start creating from the present moment. This is how true transformation happens. Through a conscious, deliberate shift in your energy that moves you from one version of yourself to a higher, more empowered version that reflects the future you are calling into being. The quantum field is the infinite potential that surrounds you at every moment, a vast sea of possibility where all outcomes, all futures, all versions of reality already exist. It is not a distant, abstract concept. It is right here, right now, within and around you. Every thought, every emotion, every intention you generate sends ripples into the quantum field, influencing the possibilities that can unfold in your life. The field responds to your energy, to the frequency you emit, and shapes your reality accordingly. You are not simply a passive observer in this process. You are an active participant, constantly co-creating with the field. When you understand the quantum field, you begin to realize that the boundaries of your reality are not fixed. The future is not predetermined. You are not bound by the past. Instead, you are constantly in a state of flux, in a moment of infinite potential where anything is possible. The only thing that determines which potential becomes your reality is your energy, your thoughts, your feelings, and your action. When you align your energy with the version of yourself you desire to become, you begin to collapse the infinite probabilities into one, bringing that future into your present. The quantum field operates on the principle of non-locality, meaning that the field is not bound by time or space. This means that you can influence the future by being in alignment with the emotions and energy of that future right now. When you focus your energy on a vision, when you immerse yourself in the feeling of what it would be like to already have that vision come to life, you are influencing the field to bring that future into your present experience. Every time you tap into the quantum field through focused intention, elevated emotion, and clear visualization, you are rewriting the script of your life. The more consistently you do this, the more you begin to live in a state of limitless possibility. You are no longer confined by what you see, by what you've experienced. You are constantly opening doors to new opportunities, new versions of reality, because you've learned how to move with the flow of the quantum field and create the life you truly desire.